My name is Mccaghren. I'm with 10th Planet Jiu Jitsu here in Decatur, Alabama. This is Chad Allen, one of our fighters here. We want to show you an entry into the 50-50 from deep half guard, specifically from a waiter sweep. In order to do that, I'm going to have to talk to you a little bit about the waiter sweep. But in order to understand the waiter sweep, I think we should actually take a step backward and take a look at the low single from wrestling. So Chad, have a stand up there. The low single works like this. So however I make my penetration from the outside nice and low, and I shoot in, and I catch him here. So I want to stop the outside of his ankle with my outside hand, and I want to attack the inside of his knee so that I can drop him to the outside of the ring. All right? What I don't want to do is attack him on the front of his knee. If I do that, it's easy for him to step backwards and keep his base. I can try to drive him down, but he can stay on his feet. I don't want to attack him from the outside with either hand here, even if I had both hands here. I wouldn't want to turn him to the inside because he can turn and run and pull his foot away. But when I attack him from here, now I can catch and drive to the outside if he tries to step backwards or turn and run. Go ahead, either reaction, Chad. I can pursue him and continue to drop him. So anytime I can catch my opponent with his ankle here and on the inside, catch on the outside, turn his knee to the outside, I should be able to drop my opponent to the ground. Pretty much anytime that happens. You can do it from turtle, you can do it from a lot of different positions. Right now, we're going to use those same principles, and we're going to put it to work from the deep half guard. So once I make my deep half entry, don't sit all the way back. Try to keep your base just a bit. There you go. I want to take my inside hand, the one that's under his leg, and I want to wrap it around to the back hip here, catching his hip, using, of course, strong posture and taking good care of my inside hand here. All right? Now, very important that I elevate my hips. And as I do that, that's going to feed me an opportunity to catch the outside of his ankle on the inside of my elbow. And that's going to be the same stop that we had on the low single just a moment ago. So we're going to elevate my hips, hold this hip, and hook his ankle with my elbow all in one motion. So it's going to be here. Make sense? So now you can see that I have the same position that I had in the low single. I have a stop on the outside of his ankle, and I have a force to push on the inside of his knee. A lot of people will triangle their feet here, thinking that that makes the position more secure, which it does. It does make the position more secure, but I don't necessarily want security. What I want is a sweep. And so instead of triangling here, if I do that and I stomp, keep your base, Chad, and I push, I don't have exactly what I'm looking for because my power is primed to drive this direction because this is where my knee is pointing, is here. I want my knee to point in the direction that would create a low single mechanism. So I'm going to leave my legs open my hip to the outside, and now as I drop, look how easily I'm able to lift him. Make sense? Now for the sweep, I'm going to switch my hips and make a pass, which is outside the scope of what we're talking about here. But for today, we're going to drop him, and as he sits up, or sits to his butt, now I'm going to quickly retract my foot, drop it over here, and pass this hand underneath to land myself in the 50-50 guard. Hopefully in a surprise attack so that he doesn't really have an opportunity to cross his ankles up and get into the defense. Alternatively, you could just stay over here and jump into an attack with both of your feet on the outside into a nice heel hook back here, or even a straight ankle lock here. So back in the deep half guard. So I'm in a strong position here. I'm going to go hand on the hip, elevate my hips, hook his ankle here. Now, elevate my hips and drop him to the outside with that low single motion. Here, as he drops, boom, retract this knee. Don't try to throw it over here. He's going to create a problem for you, right? So pull it back to you and throw it over. If you want to go into a regular or a more common style attack here, then that's fine. Or you can drive through and be into your 50-50, hopefully into your attack before he knows what happens. Okay? If he does happen to cross his ankles up right there, that's okay too, because we're going to come up and go into that Texas clover leaf, which is going to be over here. Really painful. A lot of people sleep on that one, but that's a great submission. So one time at speed, please, Chad. All the way down. And we're into we're into the inverted heel hook right away. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna say one more time every time. So, yeah, eventually it'll be correct. Deep half. And right in to the inverted heel hook. And that is an entry into the 50-50 guard from the deep half waiter sweep.